Hi, Forrest. Now that I have the most contagious and incurable disease known to mankind, I'll finally have pity sex with you.
Okay, Jenny. And I'll mow the grass and raise the AIDS baby.
This video was made possible by my patrons, Joshua Bartlett, Scorch88, Drew Cavallo, Thomas Frost, James Schubach, Victor Cage, Douglas Smith, Capitalism is Good, Pipsqueak, Michael, Lady Cthulhu, and Snizzy Poo. Thank you so much to all of you. Hello everyone, this is My 2 Cents, and today I'm going to be talking about why you should care about a person's past, especially if that person is a potential spouse. I'll be looking at a video called A Message to My Future Wife, Why Your Past with Other Guys Doesn't Matter. But first, I'd like to say thank you to my sponsor, DivPro-inc. DivPro-inc is an eBay store selling fully functional knives, mostly vintage and collectible, including brands such as Wingen, Edge brand, as well as other classic German knives. Anyone who mentions that they found DivPro-inc via My 2 Cents will receive a 10% discount at checkout. DivPro-inc also maintains a smaller page selling self-defense batons, which will be sold for $50, $25 off the regular price if you mention you were referred by My 2 Cents. So go ahead and check out DivPro-inc, link in the description. So, for those of you who have watched my channel for a while, you'll know that I fully support your right to make your own decisions in life, to include decisions about who you wish to have romantic relationships with. However, every decision you make has consequences, and thus it is incumbent on you to either make wise decisions or suffer the consequences. Personally, I believe that making good decisions about who to marry and when to marry have profound effects on society at large. It's well documented that having a stable marriage is one of the greatest predictors of economic success, and by extension, a society with more stable married families is likely to have less poverty, crime, and a whole host of other problems. However, economically stable people who are close to their family members don't tend to see themselves as victims, and are thus not useful for the leftist agenda. It's no surprise, then, that through cultural Marxism, particularly feminism, the left has tried desperately to get people to engage in behaviors that drastically reduce the chances that men and women will have successful marriages and families. Feminism has encouraged women to act like whores, sleep with lots of guys because it's empowering. Only problem is, sleeping with lots of guys before you decide to get married is one of the best indicators of a marriage ending in divorce. I therefore think that while a woman should have the right to sleep around, if she wants to, it is appropriate to frown on such behavior. I'm not afraid to tell women the truth. You can sleep around if you want, but you can't pretend like it has no consequences. Acting like a slut makes you undesirable as a wife, and you can't just decide after 10 years of whoring around that you want to change your ways and get married. By that point, the damage is done. Your youth, beauty, and fertility have been wasted on other men, and there's no good reason for any man to want to marry you. You can tell me that I'm insensitive all you want, but sometimes the truth hurts, and more young women need to figure this out before it's too late. Unfortunately, we've got cucks like this guy Jeremiah's Heart going around telling women that their past doesn't matter, and that he'll be willing to marry them no matter what. He undoubtedly thinks he's being such a good, loving person in doing so, but in fact, he's setting himself up to have a failed marriage and helping women make excuses for continuing to engage in undesirable behavior. Let's get into it.
So this is a message for my future wife. I don't know who you are or where you are, but I have something very important I want to say to you. And it's that I love you. But more importantly, it's that I don't care about your past.
Well, that is pretty stupid of you, Jeremiah. A person's past behavior is the best indicator you have for predicting their future behavior. Is it possible for people to change? Yes. But to show you they've changed, they'll have to spend time demonstrating their changed behavior. How on earth do you intend to judge whether or not she's prepared to be a responsible wife and mother without examining her past?
I only care about our future, and I want to explain why in this video. So, if you're watching this and you're my future wife, I love you. And I hope that one day we can watch this together. So. You are not defined by your past. You are not defined by your number. You're not defined by whatever has come before you. Those things are not you.
It's not who I am underneath, but what I do that defines me.
A person is defined by what they do, period. People can give inspiring speeches. People can cry and tell you how they've changed. But actions speak louder than words. Is it possible for a person to realize they've made mistakes and work to change? Yes. What's the only way you can know that they've truly changed? Their actions.
You are not defined by those things. I do not love you for what your past is or what your past isn't. I love you and I will love you for who you are. Life's not easy. And we all make mistakes, and I've made mistakes. I've made so many mistakes. I'm not some pure guy who just has it all together, and I hope that you can love me through those things.
Well, it's good that you admit that you don't have it all together. No one does. However, any woman who is examining you as a potential mate ought to have examined your past behavior. Do you have a job? Savings? Do you take care of your health? How do you treat your friends and coworkers? Have you demonstrated that you're capable of being a responsible husband and father? If a woman is smart, she'll be careful to examine your past behavior, just like you ought to be careful to examine hers.
But I want you to know that I'm not here to judge you. I'm not here to judge you. I'm just here to hold you. I'm not here to ask you questions. I'm not here to interrogate you. I'm not here to ask you why. I'm just the guy who's here to love you and to encourage you and to pour into you and to build you up. That's all I want to do.
Okay, so you're talking about all the things you're going to do for her. Do you think that marriage will come with any obligations on her end? You know, maybe supporting you and respecting you and raising your children, caring for your home? You say you're not here to judge, but do you think that just anyone is qualified to be a wife? Everyone necessarily makes judgments about others based on their behavior. It's impossible to live in the real world without doing so. This whole speech of yours isn't going to mean much if she ultimately decides to divorce you and walk away with your kids. And probably most of your stuff, too.
I just love you. Honestly, the past has made you who you are. The things that you might have went through or had to struggle to have made you who you are. And I love you for those reasons. I love you for who you are. I love what life has taught you. I love your experiences and what you're going to bring to our marriage and what you're going to bring to our children. I love you for what you've been through, because what you've been through has made you the woman you are today. And I love that woman. I'm going to continue to love that woman as we grow together.
As we grow together? Well, that would imply that she's grown, right? Look, if you want to marry a woman who has a sordid sexual past with other men, go ahead. That's your prerogative. Just know that such a woman is statistically the most likely to be unhappy in her marriage and initiate a divorce. Just because she may have recognized that her past behavior wasn't smart doesn't mean that the consequences disappear. You say you love her for who she is today, but you only know who she is today by observing what she did yesterday.
I wrote something for you. I don't care about your past. I care about your love. It doesn't matter what happened yesterday. Just let me know I have your eyes today, your smile tomorrow, and your heart for all of eternity. You already have a baby girl and a 3-year-old boy. I don't care. I love you and I will love them. I've always wanted to be a father.
That may be, but those kids already have a father, and it isn't you. Are you at all concerned about who their fathers were and why it didn't work out? You should be. That'll tell you a lot about what she has valued in men in the past and the quality of her critical thinking skills.
I don't care. The love that I have is so much greater than anything that can come before us. So have peace knowing that I will love you no matter what. no matter what the story, no matter what the situation, no matter what has happened in the past, that I'm saying in the present and for the future, I will love you with the greatest love on this earth, the love of Christ that's running through me. I love you. I can't wait to know you. And I want you to know, I don't care about your past, but I do care about our future. I love you.
And my point is exactly that. If you care about your future with her, you have to care about her past. The only way you could possibly know if she'll make a good wife is based on how she's demonstrated it through her past actions. You can say, I love you, all you want. But here's a little newsflash. Love does not conquer all. Love doesn't pay the bills. Love doesn't turn an irresponsible person into a responsible one. If you want your relationship to be a success, she's going to have to meet you halfway. And by telling her that her past doesn't matter, you're in fact reinforcing the notion amongst all women that they can be as irresponsible in their youth as they want, because they'll just be able to marry cucks like you later on and everything will be great.
And I hope that one day we can watch this video together and talk about it and talk about other deep things and get some ice cream and watch a good movie.
Don't say I didn't warn you when that wife with a sordid past of yours decides she wants out and the judge awards her 90% of your assets in divorce court. You'll be watching this video alone, wishing you'd cared a little bit more about her past. Alright, undoubtedly, I know some of you will think I'm being too hard on this guy or the woman that he's potentially speaking to, so allow me to say this in no uncertain terms. I acknowledge that everyone makes bad decisions in life at some point. I don't think that if a woman chooses to sleep around, it means that she isn't valuable as a human being or that she shouldn't have the right to make her own decisions. Like I said before, I support her right to sleep around if she wants to. I support this guy's right to marry a woman who's lived such a lifestyle if he wants to. The decisions you make about sex and relationships are yours to make and no one else's. However, decisions do have consequences, and if one of your goals in life is to be married and have a stable family, you can't just magically decide to do so and expect it to work out after 10 years of sleeping around. If we're going to reverse this trend amongst women that feminists have tried desperately to cause, we need to start ensuring that young women hear the truth before they make irreversible decisions. If you go around telling them that what they do in the past doesn't matter, well, you're not doing anyone any favors. And that is my 2 cents. Take it for what it's worth. Thanks everyone for watching. If you liked this video, please hit like and subscribe. You can also hit the bell to ensure you're notified every time I upload a new video. This video was made possible by my patrons. If anyone else would like to donate and help ensure that I have the time and resources to keep putting out content, for just $1 a month on Patreon or Maker Support, you'll receive your name listed in the end credits and the link to one of your social media platforms listed in the description. You can also support the channel by purchasing my 2 cents merchandise or checking out my Amazon affiliate links. To follow me on Twitter, minds.com, BitChute, WordPress, Gab, or iTunes, check out the links in the description. Uploads are every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, so stay tuned for more videos.